Now, let's say you made a wonderful piece of art, such as this one right here. Wonderful. What you want to do is render it, right? So to do that, we have to set up the camera and so on and so forth. So we're actually going to go back to layout. And what I want to do is we want to look through this camera. So the way to do it in Blender is actually very odd compared to other programs. So you're going to go to view, you're going to go to cameras, you're going to go active camera. That part's not odd. That's pretty average. But what's weird is like as soon as you go over it, you just kick right back out of the camera, which that is odd. So anyway, view, camera, active camera, and then what you want to do is you can hit N or you hit this little button over here. It's like a little arrow. Let me hit N again. I don't know how to close it. See that little arrow thing? You click that. Then you go to view and you want to do camera to view. Check that on. And now what you can do is as you move, the camera will be what you see. So what you're going to want to do is move the camera around, find an angle that looks good. Click on the rendering button so you can see what the lighting is. Now you can see the light would look better on the other side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm going to turn this off so that I can move my camera again without worrying about looking through that. Okay. I'm also going to turn this on. So if you recall, the lighting wasn't good, and that's because the light's over. Why is it? All right, we'll click on the light that way. So the light's up here, so that's the problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that light. So I'm going to, from above, I'm going to hit G, and then I'm just going to kind of put it in front like that. All right. And it might need to be farther down. Go G, right? So you can kind of adjust it and move it around to wherever you feel like you need. There should be a special light bulb one. So here, if we click on this, the data version of it will have options as far as the lighting is concerned. I'm just going to kind of like look at it like this, and then we'll hit on the rendering again to see what I think of the lighting. You can make it brighter. You can change the color, all that good stuff. I could turn it into a sun, which instead uses this system, which is kind of cool, but you can see it's pretty bright, so we're gonna not do that. And there's spot and area, so on and so forth. So I'll leave it as a point light. That's fine. I'm really not going to change too much with this. I'm not super interested in rendering, but you get the idea. So if we look, looks like that's probably acceptable. Good. All right. So I'm going to turn that. Oops. We're going to turn back to this. And now what we want to do is actually just render that out. So we'll go to the rendering tab, and you're going to hit F12. Now it's F12, but you might have, if you have a Mac, F12 is something. So you're going to have to hit function F12. If you're on a PC, it might just be F12. Mine's just F12, but you know, to each their own. Now what you're going to notice is it's actually still rendering. You'll see grain, and then as it's sampling, see the samples up here, as it's doing its samples, it'll get cleaner and cleaner. So the longer you leave it alone, the cleaner it will be. Also, once it's going to get to this number, which we can delineate ourselves. But okay, so we have our picture. It's rendered. It looks great. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to image, and you're just going to save as, and you're just going to call it whatever. So whatever your name is, Cone Creature, okay, and save as. For the assignment, what I want you to do is submit both the Blender file. So once that's done, you can just close out of that panel. I'm just gonna go back to layout because you're gonna send both the Blender file as well as the image. Okay, and that is it.